Technology and students go hand in hand. I've been a technology integration specialist for about 7 years, and when I found out about Edmodo, I decided right away I wanted to put this to the test, and now I use it in everything that I do. The difference between the 21st century classroom and a traditional classroom is that everything we do not only focuses on the 21st century skills, but it's project-based, meaning everything that we do has to have a real-world connection to it. I'm just one of those people who loves to find out what can make a difference to engage a student in a classroom. And if tech will do it, then I'm there with it as well. Everywhere students go, they are connected to technology. Edmodo infuses the skills they already have to make them not only good at what they're doing, but better. By having a tool that looks very similar to social networks students already are familiar with, it makes sense. The difference is that it's teacher controlled. Only those that are enrolled in my class can participate. No people outside of Edmodo can access my class. One of the benefits of Edmodo, it helps with students who are absent. They can access Edmodo from any mobile device, even away from school, so they stay caught up on late work, even if they're not in class. Edmodo is the perfect tool to make my classroom successful. My students love Edmodo. They go and talk to other teachers who haven't explored it yet, telling them how much easier it would make class run for the students and the teachers. And now we are using Edmodo K-12 across the district. It makes it exciting to see students actually engage in communication. Intuitive for teachers, intuitive for students. Makes life a whole lot better.
You've been there before. You've got a big test coming up soon and you're stressed. If you're like most people, you don't really know how to study. You spend your time looking at old notes, listening to lectures, staring at a boring textbook, or making paper flashcards that took you hours to write. You need a better way to learn. Let's use your upcoming French test as an example, and you're really struggling to internalize all the words. Then you find Quizlet. You go on to Quizlet.com and create a flashcard set of your French vocabulary. You enter the terms on the left and their corresponding definitions on the right. Once you're satisfied with the list of words, you create your set. Just like with paper flashcards, you can flip through your terms and definitions, familiarizing yourself with the vocabulary. You may choose to have both the term and its definition on one side, or separate them to front and back. Now you're really ready to learn. In Learn mode, given each definition, you are asked to type in the term, or vice versa. Quizlet keeps track of what you know and what you don't know. If you make a mistake, Quizlet will ask you again at the end of each round. When you feel like you're ready to test yourself, Quizlet will generate a unique test for you using a variety of different question types. Once you've completed your test, you'll know immediately what you've missed. Quizlet has a fun side too. In the scatter game, you race against time to match terms and their corresponding definitions. In Space Race, you must shoot down the definitions before they fly across the screen by quickly typing in the right words. After a few days of using Quizlet, you are now a pro. But with success comes responsibility. You can share your set with some of your friends, maybe even your teacher. Now your friends can all study the same material and even compete against each other for the high score. You found a better way to study and aced your French test. Quizlet can help with other subjects too, like biology. Instead of creating your own biology flashcards, you can search Quizlet and find exactly what you need. Quizlet is the fast, fun, and effective way to study. With a library of over 2 million flashcard sets covering hundreds of subjects, you can start learning almost anything. Start now by finding a set to study or by creating your own.
Here's an introduction to using the Smart Notebook to make podcasts. I'm actually using the Jing screen capture video right now to show all the pen and keystrokes. So first I might title my lesson. This lesson will be about solving percent problems. Might make it look nice. Now what I'm going to use is the Smartboard screen capture to capture some problems from our online textbook. So I outline what I want to capture, and it takes a picture and automatically puts it into the Smartbook notebook. This way I don't have to type all my problems out. Okay, what percent of 91 is 45? I know that's a percent proportion. So I'm doing the problem for the kids. Sometimes I do the whole problem with the answer. Other times I just do part of the problem and make them complete. Here we solve our proportion by cross multiplying and then dividing by the third number. And what happens in the end is the kids, even if they're not quite sure how to do it, will go ahead and just copy down the problems with the solutions, and they'll have a much easier time at then doing the next one. So that's approximately 49.5. When I'm done doing all the problems, I go ahead and stop the recording, and then I can either upload it to Edmodo simply as a Windows media file without any other editing, or I send it to Camtasia, and from there I can add some bells and whistles and so forth, and Camtasia will change the format into an MP4 for QuickTime, and then I can also change it into an iPod format so that the students can use it in class or use it at home. And what this does is extends their learning day so they can go on Edmodo in the evening and watch these videos, plus they're in their library for any students who are absent or need to review. So this is what it might look like in the end.
Down to CRT, page C6 at the beginning of your book, and week 3. Okay, day 1. Constructive response.
So as I go through each problem, I can explain to them how I might do it. I'm showing the work, giving them examples. And what's interesting is the next day I don't have to repeat myself over and over in each class. I have a video if I want to show it each time. So I follow through all these questions, and I do this each evening. The kids will ask on Edmodo, where's the video, where's the video? And it's a little extra work, about an hour each night. But if I have them all done now, then I have them for, next year and the year after. And so it also helps me to be a better teacher in terms of making sure I know what the problems are like, any tricks, any traps there might be, and also showing them exactly what the teacher might do so that there's some good modeling going on. So I enjoy it too. It's interesting to learn how to edit videos, throw them on YouTube and things like that. So hopefully you'll try some of these.
You make presentations to share ideas, showcase work, or even to persuade your audience to do something. But what used to be a great opportunity has turned into a dreadful experience for you and your audience. The reason? Boring presentations. That's where Prezi comes in. In Prezi, you create and present your ideas on a large canvas like a whiteboard, instead of traditional slides. You can easily place ideas, images, and videos and arrange them in a natural flow to tell your story. When you're presenting, Prezi lets you zoom in to emphasize a detail or zoom out to see the big picture. Now the audience can see the whole story as well as the details, and they're more likely to remember your work, ideas, or be persuaded to do something. The best part? You can start a Prezi now for a presentation you have tomorrow. In just a few clicks, you can bring presentations back to life.
So now we're going to make a little Prezi. I've already given it a start. I titled it All About Me. Okay, I want to go ahead and edit this Prezi. There's my little zebra that controls a lot of what I do. Okay, I'm going to click on this and I'm going to get rid of it. All right, so if I double click, I can type. So I'm going to type All About Me. Now what's nice here is I click on that, get my zebra, and I simply grab that middle ring and I can make it larger. Okay. Now I want to type something else in and make it kind of cool. So I'm going to type in All About Me. I'm going to put my name. My name is Wade. But I'm going to be a little fancy and I'm going to make this smaller and I'm going to throw that in here. So I need to zoom in a little bit, move my canvas over. Wade needs to be just a teeny bit smaller. And I'm going to throw it right in there. Now, I want my Prezi to recognize where that is. So I go to Path. Okay, I'm going to add a path. So originally I was here with my All About Me being first. Okay, see there's my 1. But now I want it to go to this one. And you'll notice that it has a little bit of a shade there. It tells me I'm on it. And so I'm making my path to 2. Okay, go back up here. Click up there on their zebra. And so All About Me, Wade. Okay, I want to find a picture, so I'm going to insert. Okay, I need to load a file. And let me see if I can find a picture for myself. In my Dropbox folder. Image folder. And you know what? I'm kind of a scary guy there. So it's uploading it. Oh my gosh. That's me on my worst days. So I'm going to make him smaller and throw him down here. Now I like to make a path to each thing I add. So I'll go back up here, go to path. You can see I'm going from All About Me to Wade. Now I'm going to the scary guy. And what you can do is continue this type of writing. If I type something else in, All About Me, I want to put the name of him, Scary Guy. But this time, I'm not going to make it smaller, but I'm going to turn it. So I use the outside, and I turn him. And the nice thing about this is Prezi recognizes that, and it'll do it for himself. So I need to make a path again. 1, 2, 3, path to 4. I'm going to save it. Okay. And now let's go ahead and see what it looks like if we run it. So I want to show. Down here we have our little arrow. So we start. I went from All About Me to Wade to Scary Guy. And then the Prezi actually turns it. And of course I could add much more. I can add video, etc. In here I can add some graphics, some lines. I can change color. I can group things together. But that gives you a teeny bit of information on Prezi. On Go Animate, you can make your own animated characters, direct your own cartoons, and watch others' creations. It's easy, fun, and free. Here's a short demonstration on how to set up and use a Zoho notebook. First of all, I have my tools over here. Notice I have a new book. I'm going to edit that new book by renaming it to UNR presentation. I can also rename my page. I can add as many pages as I want, so I'll rename the page for today. Over here I have my tools. I can add other pages. I can add a text page. Right now I'm just simply going to add text. Okay, I will be able to set up a Zoho notebook. Okay, I can make it smaller and I can pin it to wherever I want so it doesn't move. So I'll pin it right there. Okay, I can add an image. Click on an image. You can either get an image from a URL on the internet, or you can upload one from your computer, and I already have a collection of those. So I'll simply choose the Earth JPEG. Okay, it gives me the picture and I can insert it and then move it wherever I want to. So I'll put it over here and again I'll pin it. Audio is an extremely important feature. It allows the students to open up an audio link and then whatever they hear sets as an audio, so they can actually give audio notes. So I'll set up an audio. I'm going to record. So I hit this and I can record whatever I want. So this audio will be about the Zoho notebook and how to use it. Okay, I can replay it. So this audio will be about the Zoho notebook and how to use it. Or I can record again, or I can simply say done, and it attaches there. Now the student can go back anytime and listen to it. So this audio will be about the Zoho notebook and how to use it. I had numerous students use this all the time when I was giving them information, especially like the objective and the vocabulary. So I'll pin that there. I could add video. Video can come simply as an embed feature, or if you have video on your computer as a file already, you could upload that. The more feature, I can add a URL. So for example, I want to add something from my Quizlet. So I can quickly link to that to get my vocabulary, and there it is. Again, I can size this so it doesn't take up so much of my space. Pin it, and now when I click on it, it allows me to go back to that particular page. I can add other types of files, and some of these other sheets we haven't really used a whole lot. So what the students basically do is they sit in class and they write notes, they take audio, they go on the internet and search for images, pictures. They can go to a certain website where there's information and they can cut and paste that information into their Zoho notebook. So it's a real interesting site. It kind of came from the idea of Google Notebook, but they don't operate theirs since I guess 2008, so this is now one of the most popular ones. So I would try it. You might just use it in terms of planning your lessons. Very interesting site.
Cluster plots show the distribution of data. The middle is a box. The lower and upper parts are whiskers. Interquartile range is the difference between the beginning of the second quartile and the fourth quartile. Quartile divides data into 4 equal parts. An outlier is a value much greater or much less than other values in a data set, 1.5 times the interquartile range.